All right, guys, we are in the gym today with four legends. Yep, that's right, legends. Andre Reed, Doug Flutie, Anthony Pettis, and Tracy McGrady. And today we are talking about wellness because there's one thing that we all have in common, guys, and that's fitness plays a humongous role in the sport that you guys are all part of and after the sport, right? So can we talk a little bit as to wellness and what does wellness mean for all you guys?
Well, it's a way of life, I think, more than anything. You know, we started it when we were young and we're athletes and we start working out, but it's part of your routine. It's what you do. And for me, it's being active nonstop. I have to be active. So me, a lot of aerobic stuff. I'm outdoors playing games, surfing, messing around. But I'm in the weight room a little bit, mostly these 10-pound dumbbell, and I'm good.
Right.
But it's high rep stuff and just trying to be a little bit smart about what I eat. But I'm not real particular with the food.
Right.
I think we were born to do what we did for a living. There's a regimen that we had to do to be that, and it never leaves us. Even though when we're not playing, we're done playing. Our playing days are over, our boxing days are over. It's part of our makeup, and the gym is part of our makeup. It's like anybody else, in their profession, even though they stop doing it professionally or whatever, it's part of them, and we use that as motivation for anything else we do, because we were motivated by other people and to motivate us to be great in what we did, and that's why we do it.
I don't understand in our field, because we are athletes. I can't get over that you play whatever sport that you play for the amount of years you play, and then it's like you shut down and you're not active no more. I don't understand that. All the preparation that you've went through, the rigors of your seasons, and just all those workouts, the hours you put in to get your body right to play that season, right? You know what it takes and you know how you feel. Why would you stop after your career? For the life of me, I don't understand that. It's all about staying active, especially if you have kids. You want to be able to, be active and be out playing with your kids, train your kids and do things of that nature. So for me, I stay active in my sport. I get up and down the gym by myself sometimes or with a friend and just move, just get the body moving, the blood flowing. You just don't want to sit down after playing your sport, for all those years and just shut it down.
Yeah, for me, I'm still actively fighting. So I think making it different now, because I've been doing it so long. This is my 15th year fighting as a professional with the UFC, so it's a crazy career. But changing things up for my age, like now that I'm getting into 33 years old, 34 years old, I feel like the training had to change a little bit to be more easier on my body, because the body just goes through so much stuff. So yeah, I think just
Can we call him a legend if he's still fighting?
I was just thinking
if he's still fighting, we can call him a legend.
But in all honesty, this is the inspiration right here.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Like, these guys have been out of their sport for over 20 years and they look amazing.
Amazing. Definitely.
So this
I
is
knew
the
I liked
inspiration.
Tracy for some reason.
You know what?
I mean, and it's real.
I still play some rec league stuff, some baseball man stuff, and surf. And I feel like every time I step on, whether it's a court or a baseball field or wherever, that they expect to see a professional athlete. So that's my motivation, to continue to do it, to be, I know I'm nowhere near what I was, but to at least look like a pro athlete. And I think everyone needs some kind of carrot sitting out in front of them to motivate them to continue to work out on a daily basis, motivate you every day to get a little better.
It's a great question. I was just going to speak about motivation. What motivates you guys on a daily basis, aside from family and the sport? Is there anything else that leads into that?
Well, I think just the task at hand. I think you gotta have a purpose when you get up. I mean, just as Tracy said, we've been out of what we did for 20 years. Are we ever gonna get back on the football field? No, we're not gonna do that. But I think what's embedded in our mind is all the other things that we do. We kind of look back on what we did to do what we did that great, to be good at it. In everyday life, you really got to take your wellness, and everything's got to be important to you, even as you get older. It's, obviously we're not going to be doing that anymore, but you want a quality of life, and that's, getting in the gym and being active. And I like to sit on the couch, I'm not going to lie. I mean,
We all do.
It's real nice, like a nice leather couch.
It's part of my regimen, sitting on the couch, but we all need to rest too. We need our sleep. We got to do all the things that are necessary for our bodies, regardless of what age we're in.
And guys, not only physically, working out obviously takes a humongous toll on our body. And Anthony, maybe you can give us a little bit of insight as to how the weight cut works. I mean,
Oh, man.
I know that weight cut is a very, very intense process.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
can you share a little bit about how that works?
So still doing it. I was actually
Right.
gonna ask you guys. It's like for me, the weight cuts like kind of like keeps me on point, because I know I can't get too heavy or too big, so I got to make sure I'm about 25, 30 pounds away from actually my fight weight. And when I stopped fighting, I'm like, man, I don't know if that's gonna be there anymore. I'm like, I got to find something else to like make that happen. But yeah, that's the hardest part of fighting is like the dedication and the being strict on your diet. Because I mean, you're training every day, your body's broken down, and then you can't go have that good meal that makes you feel like, oh, I just got recovered, because it'll mess up your weight cut. So like doing it so long, I kind of figured it out. Like it's a science to it. A lot of it's water weight, but once you do it, you're like, that's all I think about now. It's like, what can I eat so I can still make weight and still perform and still feel good? So yeah, once that's gone out of my life, I'm not sure how it's gonna work.
The disciplinary action that you got to have in his sport, think about it. He looks great right now, but he said
Thank you, guys.
he has to drop 30 pounds for weight. Like, that is incredible. To have that type of discipline. We didn't have to go through that in
we
our
didn't.
playing days. So drop 30 pounds just to go play? No, we didn't have to do that.
Especially now.
But we had plenty of guys by the end of the year that they had to make a certain weight. And by the end of the year, every day they had to get in the sauna to drop a few pounds and
Yeah.
make that weight.
Right.
As the year went on, you didn't work out quite as hard because it was tougher through injuries and everything else. But no, nothing like that. That's
Yeah, it's-
crazy. And
It's intense.
I've always been fluctuating within 3 to 4 pounds of the same weight pretty much my whole life.
And with fitness now, all this equipment even in here. When I started working out, it was all you did was curls, some squats.
Man,
that's all you did. And you're like, I'm good.
You
I'm good.
had the water weights when you was younger. You had the bench with the water weights.
Man, no, we had the ones you put around your wrist with the weights on them. With the basketball,
The ankle weights.
The ankle weights.
And how about the shoes, the toe shoes?
Platform shoes.
Yeah.
I had those.
Oh my goodness.
You had like
Trying to make it
you
done.
have no choice.
So these kids nowadays, they got every avenue to be
Everything.
to make them be great. Even in the training rooms, and Doug knows this. We had one tub, and then you get one of the linemen to try to jump in there. He's 300.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like
Okay.
you'd be like, "Can I get in?" You'd be like, you
How
can't
about
get in this."
nutrition today in the facilities, especially for football? They got all the
Everything.
protein mixes and shakes and pre-workout and post-workout and this and that. We had 20 minutes for lunch. I'd run out, grab a pizza and come back, or McDonald's and come back. These guys, I mean, they got breakfast, lunch, and dinner served to them at the facility.
Yeah.
And it's all nutrition oriented,
Yeah.
and they have a full-time nutritionist and on top of it. And that's the aspect that has really changed that I never had, that I wish I had that grooming through those years, because I really don't know it.
It's like, thanks for taking care of us, bro. We're good. Don't worry about it. Hey,
But as far as nutrition change and like just in general, man, like to find a healthy restaurant, so much easier now, than back then. Like when I was first cutting weight, like I would have to eat at home all the time because there was no healthy options. But now I feel like more places are conscious.
Uber Eats, man.
Yeah.
That's it. Uber
Hey,
Eats.
story time. First game, professional football, USFL, New Jersey Generals. We come in off the halftime, we go into the locker room, 8 guys, old veterans, lined up there, sitting in the corner smoking butts.
I was just gonna say that.
And I'm like, this is professional football? This is what, 1985?
Wow.
Did you have some guys early on?
I had same thing. I was like, y'all smoking cigarettes? I go, we got another
Man,
half to play.
y'all old enough to know they was smoking cigarettes on the commercial flights back then.
Oh, yes.
Well, the golfers do it too. They smoke cigarettes after playing golf, but in football, it's like, dude, we got another half to play, and
I
you're
don't know
smoking
how
a
they
square.
did that. That was.
I think one of the
So that
things
just
that
shows
we
you
do
what
need to
nutrition
address, though, is about fitness and wellness, is that the mental health aspect of it. You know what I mean? It's like a lot of people are going through that, and being fit, staying active, I think kind of helps you in that aspect. I just know a lot of guys that I played with just really shut it down after playing, 10, 15 years, and they're dealing with, a lot of mental health issues and just going through it. And I think it's a way of kind of overcoming that if you just continue to stay active and put the right, things inside your body to prevent, those type of mental illnesses. And it's a lot of people that's really going through that. And that is one of the reasons why I stay active so much to prevent that.
For sure.
Well, your brain's a muscle. You gotta work your brain just like you work your body.
That's right.
Yeah, until this year, man, I didn't actually believe in mental health. You know, like before I was like, oh, I'm tough. Like I want on changing my mindset. And then earlier this year, because of COVID, kind of like I was like in a weird spot. Like I didn't know what was coming next in my career. So I went to go see a sports psychologist, and he used to be a baseball player. But man, the first time I talked to him, started bawling, crying, like, and it was just like about my career, you know, like about just like how I was thinking about myself, how, like, especially with social media now, and like, I mean, you guys probably didn't have to deal with that. Like when
Thank
I have a fight, I had a fight performance.
We might not be here.
My daughter's like looking at my Instagram, like, "Hey, how'd you lose?"
Right. I mean, for real.
But yeah, so when I talked to the sports psychologist, man, he made me just calm down and like be present in the moments, man. Like not so much just thinking about what's next, what big fight I got coming up. Like being present in the moments and actually dealing with the problems that I was facing, man. So like I'm blessed that I found it before my career was over, and I'm actually.
I mean, how many athletes we have seen over the years that are physically just dominant, but up here, they're not dominant up here in the brain. And then there's guys that don't have the physical attributes that somebody else has, but up here they're good.
Yeah.
And then you're like, well, how come? How did he do that? How did he conquer that? And this guy over here is just a physical specimen that can't do the same thing he's doing, because he's got mind and body all together in the right way.
Got to keep that mind sharp.
Yeah.
You know, got to keep it
The
sharp.
aspect of just going, you know, and we used to say, you know, going for a run to clear your head.
Absolutely.
You know, the mental stress that you can relieve by a good workout and the things that you do.
No, that's a great point. Now, guys, I mean, when you guys all started, and Anthony, you know, you're still fighting, but it's really important sometimes, I think, to connect yourself with someone from the past and look up to somebody as a mentor and kind of mirror yourself. Did you guys have anyone you try to mirror yourself or try to follow in someone's footsteps?
I was, you know, I just was a fan of sports. So anybody that was really good in sports, I wanted to be like, regardless of what I was doing, because just watching them be great at what they do, I was like, yeah, one of these days I'm going to be like that. I want to be like that. I want to be like that. So again, the mind becomes such a powerful resource for you that you realize you can do anything you want to do if you have the right mindset. And of course, it's working. You got to work at it, but the right mindset will get you the right result. The wrong mindset won't get you the right result.
Me growing up, I loved Roger Staubach in the 70s. And I loved the way he handled 2-minute drill. He was like the smart as far as quarterback runs and 2-minute drill and using his timeouts right and all that stuff. And I loved that. And then my guy was Joe Montana, you know, when I was younger. But you know, you pull things from their game that they do when you see it. But then you obviously have your restrictions and your talents and do what you do best. But yeah,
Lynn Swann was my guy.
Yeah.
Who?
Lynn Swann.
That's why he takes ballet now.
No, I don't do all that. But I wore 88 in college because of him.
Yeah.
So I wanted
bad
88,
boy.
and I wanted to be Lynn Swann because the way he was like acrobatic, and he took ballet too. I didn't do all that, but he just watching him, and I was a big Pittsburgh Steelers fan too, so you know, I couldn't help that.
Yeah, I think my sport's still so young. It's only 20 years old, so it's like I'm kind of the first generation.
right.
His
the
sport is younger than we played. Right.
That's crazy.
Go
Yeah,
ahead.
so like to find somebody to look up to in motivation in that area is kind of hard. So like I find myself finding motivation from the newer guys, like the how green they are and how much they want it and how much sacrifice they're giving up. So I think I get a lot of motivation from like my younger brothers and that kind of crew.
See, I was a 3-sport player, so I just love sports. You know, baseball, football, basketball. You know, they're the inspiration. The guys that came before me, they're the inspiration. So I think to reach level of greatness, you have to watch those guys to get that inspiration and take bits and pieces of their games and kind of, you know, put it into yours and mix it how you want to mix it to make it, you know, fit perfect for you. And I think that's what I did, you know, because I like Magic Johnson, I like Scottie Pippen, I like MJ, Penny Hardaway, I like Bo Jackson, Ken Griffey Jr., right?
Man,
I like all these, Randall Cunningham.
I was going to say, he throws the football
Right,
like
so-
Randall Cunningham.
Yeah,
So-
does he?
Oh my God.
Right,
Crazy
so
gets thrown
Randall
that
Cunningham was my guy. I loved him, and I just like to take bits and pieces of what I saw from them because that was the inspiration, and kind of see if I could put that in my game and make it how it fits to me.
Absolutely, and a lot of the kids nowadays, they're looking up to all you 4 legends and doing the same thing, and it's so important. I want to ask you guys, what would you say to all the kids out there who are trying to, you know, put themselves in a professional mindset and take themselves to the next level? What would you suggest to them?
Get good health insurance.
Good.
Seriously.
Trace, you had something there?
I think the most important thing is, the number one thing for me is identify what your passion is, right? And because we all have greatness within us. And whatever that greatness is, hopefully you have passion for that greatness that God has blessed you with. And I think just go for it. You can't be afraid to fail. You can't be afraid to just go for it. I think, when you fail, that helps build the character and see what you are really made of. So just go after it. I mean, there's going to be obstacles, but, just put one foot forward and just keep moving.
Part of the passion thing is it can't be work. You got to
gotta
spend
love
so
it.
much time at it
Yeah.
that you have to love it.
You gotta love it.
You can't wait to get up to go do it again, right? So it's got to be fun. You've got to enjoy it. If you're not enjoying it, you're not going to spend as much time at it. You're not going to get after it and get to the level you want to. So that was my thing. I loved competing. I loved playing. I couldn't wait to get up the next morning. It drove me nuts. We're at Pro Bowl. We're in Hawaii. And there's a beach there, and there's all these great athletes, and I bring out a ball because I want to sling it around.
Yeah.
They all want to hang out and have a drink on their chair. It's like, I want to play. That's
Was I there? Yeah, I probably was.
Yeah, you were at the Pro Bowl a lot more than I was.
You know what?
You had to be lucky to
You
hit
know
the
what's
year.
funny about that? Every chance I get to play softball, or every chance, like if there's a football around, I want to throw it. I want to throw it. Like I just cannot see a football laying around and not pick it up and throw.
So Doug, we were just in the gym talking about fitness, talking about health. I gotta tell you, man, I'm getting hungry.
Oh, no.
And we have no shortage of food here, man. What do we got here? Look at this.
This is looking good. This looks like a burger to me, and that's a little shrimp something. And
Wow.
what is, from your experience, what's the best for after a workout? What are you deficient in?
That's a great question. Usually they say after a workout, between 20 to 30 minutes after, in that range, you should have a nice amount of protein, maybe a little bit of carbs, depending on what the goal of the person is, and then a little bit of water as well. But ideally, if the focus was on the protein, that'd be ideal. And it looks like here, we got a mixture of some fish, we got some meat, we got some shrimp over here, and it looks like a nice mixture of everything.
I usually just go whatever's closest because I'm hungry, and
I
I
know.
just chow down. Is there you're saying their optimal time is 20 to 30 minutes, like you open up, your cells open up or something?
Yeah, well, after that, your workout, your blood's flowing, your endorphins are moving around, your body systems are running at a nice level, and if you feed it at that time, it's almost like when you wake up and you have a little bit of water. It just kind of keeps everything going in a quick, easy, smooth path, and that's what the best recommendation is, would be between 15 to 20 minutes to 30 minutes after your workout to get it in your body.
I never was educated in that realm of the nutrition after you work out and all, but I always knew what my body was calling for.
Right.
And I find out years later that I did a lot of things right along the way. But the kids today now, they have it all down. They can
Right.
find that information. They can do it right from the get-go. And they're way ahead of the game as far as I'm concerned.
Are there any foods that you see right now in your diet? Do you stick to any certain type of foods? Do you stay away from any type of foods, or is it pretty much just a mixture?
It's a mix, and I do get my share of I probably don't get enough protein. I'm more carbs. I love pastas. But I think my key is I go small portions and I eat like 4 or 5 times a day.
Absolutely.
And that helps me out a lot, even though I do eat a lot of carbs. And people's systems run differently. And
That's
I
true.
find that if I don't get enough carbs, my energy level's down and all that. So I've got to continue to do that. But I'm sure there's an optimal level for everyone. You can go get your blood tested for that stuff now. And these kids do, and they figure it all out. And I never did that when I was young.
It's awesome. Well, I'm getting hungry looking at the
Yeah.
food. Why don't we dive in?
Absolutely.
Let's
go.
do it.
All right.
Guys, what looks the best and what are we looking for here, and what looks like we want to dive into the first, second, and third, because we got 10 or 20 things here, y'all. What are we thinking?
Looking at this shrimp.
The shrimp.
Definitely those things right there.
I want
Are
to
they
skip
prawns?
all that and just go to the sweets.
Well, that's great. Well, guys, why don't we dive in? Feel free to grab a plate and bring it over towards, we could pass them down, and let's give it a taste test.
Oh, those are scrimps. Some barbecue scrimps.
Bacon
Ooh.
So these are what we call a U4 shrimp. They split. There's a little jalapeno inside. There's a little basil. Then it's wrapped with bacon, and then after this it's baked. And then a little barbecue on top.
Man.
Great stuff. Great flavor. Yeah.
Pass the burger over here. Pass
You got some fried lettuce, tomato, fried onions, and then a little bit of beer cheese sauce here, and a little gherkin here.
See, Jared, we promoted healthy eating earlier. You can eat a burger. You just got to go out to the beach and run
Right after.
right after.
And Chef, this is a nice array of protein here too. Looks like you put a lot of protein-based foods and built around those. Is that right?
That's correct, yeah. And then the burger here.
Hey, you got to end on a sweet note, Chef.
Yeah, actually on the dessert here, there's a bunch of cupcake, red velvet, you have coconut, there's some pecan tarts, there's some brownies over there deep in
I love red velvet. Good job, Chef. Give me some. Here's your thing.
Okay, fantastic.
That was an awesome show. Now, after the guys finished up some food, they rode out the only way they know how, and that's in style. For Celebrity Sweat, I'm Jake the Trainer. We'll see you next time. Bye.
Good day at the gym. What do you think?
It was a great workout.
I
Feel
think
great,
that look
man.
good, man.
We
On the
ready?
smooth. Yeah. Atomic batteries, the power, turbines, the speed.
Ready to roll. Let's move out.